Greetings and welcome to the Daily Walk with Scripture for Sunday, January the 14th. Now, yesterday I alluded to the fact that we were going to come back and we were going to talk about Jacob and his two wives. And, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Reading should have been in Genesis chapter 30, the first half of Genesis 31, Matthew chapter 10, Psalm 12, and Proverbs chapter 3, verses 13 through 15. So Rachel and Leah. I mean, what can you say about this relationship? You know, this is obviously this was a messy relationship from the start. I mean, there's no doubt that Jacob's affections were very much towards Rachel, and that Laban tricked Jacob into marrying Leah, and that pretty much created the dynamic between sisters that we see moving forward. And obviously one lesson is don't marry sisters or just stick with one spouse to begin with. But there's another lesson to be had here, and that is the danger of jealousy and bitterness. Because what we see here is we see a pair of sisters who are no longer worried about lifting one another up, but instead they're in competition with one another. They're creating situations and dealing with situations in extremely unhealthy ways that ultimately will be a detriment to their family going forward. It's really a mess. I mean, you see things like the sisters competing over the affections of Jacob by selling him for mandrakes, for fruit, for goodness sakes. Hey, Rachel has some really good mandrakes. All right, Leah, fine, or whatever. But, there's some ridiculous stuff that happens here because of this bitterness and this jealousy. And it creates this tension later on. And genuinely, I believe that it creates the issues that we see with Joseph and his brothers, the sons of Rachel and Leah. But what it does when you have bitterness and jealousy is it really removes your sense of reason, your ability to really think things through at times. You lose all logic, and instead you really your intelligence level just plummets when you have bitterness and jealousy, and it will make you do all sorts of ridiculous things just to spite another person. That's why I think it's really good timing that Proverbs 3:13 and 15 comes out, because it says, "Blessed is the one who finds wisdom, the one who gets understanding. For the gain from her is better than gain from silver, and her profit better than gold. She's more precious than jewels, and nothing you desire can compare with her." See, Rachel and Leah, they lost wisdom a long time ago in their choices and their petty bitterness towards one another. And as a result of that, they create an extremely unhealthy dynamic within the entire family that spills down into their children. All because they lack the ability to apply wisdom to their life. Sometimes wisdom requires us to take a step back from a situation and to look at it and to pray to God and say, God, what is the wisest thing to do in this situation? What is it that I need to do to truly exhibit your wisdom, your grace? Give me the knowledge so that I can then apply it for wisdom. I think that's kind of the big takeaway from Rachel and Leah's story, is they allowed their bitterness and their jealousy to consume them, and it was to the detriment of them. And frankly, if we allow bitterness and jealousy to consume us, it's to the detriment of not only ourselves but those people around us. Okay, have a blessed day. We'll talk soon.